it's like, well, it's complicated, you know? I don't want to be mean. I really don't want to be mean. I'm not out here to be like, you know, just rude, okay? I don't like to be rude. That's just not who I am. Mostly I want to be laughing, you know, having a good time. But that's not the case, okay? Because my father, would just do and say the stupidest shit. So, at one time I think I was like 6 years old, and my uncles would make fun of him all the time. It was just a thing. And everybody in my mother's household would join in. It wasn't just my uncles, it was her cousins, even my grandmother would join in on the fun of making fun of my father. I think quietly so, he deserved it. So there was this thing going around, the legend of the chupacabra, which is the goat fucker. And what that means is that the alien creature would come to the mountains of Mexico and rape the men and drink the blood of the cattle and the farm animals. That was the legend of the chupacabra, right? A chupacabra. They would make t-shirts, souvenirs, hats, you name it. Like, even a comic book was made in Mexico about the creature, right? So, I don't know. My uncles would make great comedy. I mean, they were funny people. So they would make great jokes. And I, being around them, would it would just kind of come out of me. I would just say what they say, and I would mimic them, and you know, it was just a thing because I was raised by my uncles, okay, and my aunt while my mom worked, okay, because the house that I lived in was my uncle's and my aunt's house. It wasn't my mom's house. She was living as a freeloader, you know? So it kind of came out as you know, I hate you so much, Dad, that one of these days the chupacabra is gonna take you and fuck you over for, you know, for being a gay piece of shit, you know? Because he locked me in a closet full of dead snakes, okay? Because in Mexico they would make like boots out of all types of leather. So snake skin was one of them, and so he had like a whole closet full of snake skins drying out, and also dead snakes that they would kill out in the farming land. So like the floor was covered in dead snakes, and he locked me in there, the fucker. It was smelly, it was sticky and gooey, and decomposing snakes is not a good sensation. So I landed on a bed, a pile of dead snakes. It was not fun. So when I got out of the closet traumatized from blood all over me and like decomposing juices of the snakes, I straight up looked him in the eye and I said, I fucking hate you. Go rot in hell, and I hope the chupacabra comes in the middle of the night and fucks your ass for being such a fucking asshole. That's what came out of me. And everybody laughed except my father, and of course he most, you know, regular beating of the century with a whip, with a belt, with an iron rod, whatever he could find, he would beat the shit out of me. So, you know, I hated him, and I hated going over to his house or just being around him. I did not like his family. I didn't like anything about the whole situation. So when my uncles found out that he beat me for the, the 5th time already, they were like, okay, no more. He's not allowed to hit her anymore. That's it. We're done with his pantsy ass. If he dares to lay a hand on her again, we're going to call, the police, and, we're going to get involved and shit like that. So they threatened him, and that's just how it started. The whole war between families just is how it started, is the fact that my father could not stop beating me. And so, it's like when I grew up and I decided to, go to Mexico to tell him off, to tell him to, stop trying to sell me to your goons. Okay, they're leaving cigarette butts all over my front yard. Okay, go the fuck away. We told you millions of times we don't want anything to do with you. We don't care about you. Just go away. And so I went over to Mexico and be like, all I'm asking is paperwork that I need because you keep deleting my birth certificate, and I need my birth certificate to be real. Okay, so I need you to stop. I don't know how you're doing it with the government, how you're disappearing my birth certificate all the time from government records, but you need to stop that shit because you're not going to get rid of me. It's impossible. I have an extensive paper trail. You can't get rid of me. So, it was kind of like that, and he's like, well, in reality, you have no paperwork whatsoever. You have no paper trail. Because we can make any paper, birth certificate appear and disappear in a snap of my fingers. And so I was like, oh yeah? Well, try it again, and I'll make sure that your little beauty pageant, Miss Tucson, favorite daughter, valedictorian, also has her documents disappeared. How about that? So I threatened his favorite daughter, and he did not like that. He's like, don't you dare threaten your sister. And I was like, she's not even my sister. I don't even know if she's even your daughter at this point. I don't know why you keep messing with me, but is it because I'm not beauty pageant material? Is it because I didn't become the ideal daughter? I don't know what the fuck is your problem that you have to keep messing with me. And I keep telling you, leave me the fuck alone. We have no association whatsoever. You don't like me. I don't like you. We will never like each other. We will never be father and daughter dynamics here, okay? I need you to back away, okay? I need you to give my birth certificate a fucking rest, all right? Leave it alone. Don't touch it. Don't get your fucking, mom's name out of your mouth, because he would not stop. He would just go on and on and on about my mom. I'm like, I don't care. She's my mother. I don't care if she's the worst mother ever. She's my mother, and you respect her and stop gossiping and bad-mouthing, because everybody in the family knows about it. Just shut up. Nobody cares about your dilemma with my mother anymore. I don't care. Honestly, nobody's shipping that relationship. It's disastrous and toxic, and it's gotten everybody fucking killed. Bury that shit. Give it a rest. Or kill yourself. I don't care. Go do something with your life. Stop fucking with us. So, that's the last encounter I ever had with my father. It was just like, fuck off. Just go fuck off, for fucking crying out loud. It's not that complicated for you to understand that you need to fuck off. Nobody wants to be associated with your family, or you, or your mess, or your dealings with, Muslim extremists and terrorists and the Catholic Church and government. I don't fucking care who you sold your fucking soul to, okay? I am not part of the deal, all right? So I made it very clear. He got more intense, and he just kind of threatened me some more. And I was like, oh, you want war. You want war. That's what you want. You want war. So I rightly gave him war. Okay? I rightly so gave him war. And I said some things that I should have not said. But they were true. and need it. And that's where the threatening comes in. But boundaries need to be respected, I think.